The picturesque town of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin is the backdrop for one of the biggest motorsports events in the world. For the 4th year, the Sports Car Club of America National Championship Runoffs returns to Road America. Beautiful, fast, and treacherous, this track puts a premium on horsepower, aerodynamics, and bravery. A single mistake can end in disaster, but a single moment of inspiration can turn a contender into a champion. The 49th annual SCCA Runoffs is next on Speedcast TV. We are ready to go racing in H production. Oh, he turned him. Working the inside is Lee Neffenegger.
He halved the difference. Oh, Spicer trying to hold position.
But he's too much speed. He's wide. Guerrerian trying to do it around the outside.
One more for the guys up in the booth.
We should see some good racing here. Sports 2000 has been a class that has had its ups and downs over the years. It's in a pretty good cycle right now. Always produces some pretty good racing, Dorsey.
Yeah, absolutely. Sports racer body, 2-liter Ford engine, power plant, same gearboxes, all the weights same. Very competitive, no doubt about it. As you see the cars lined up there, Corey Fergus, our pole sitter.
That car looks familiar. The first one out, it is the same car that his father has driven to many national championships in S2000, and they're hanging out and rolling out on the warm-up lap. Let's get down to biz.
Listen, John Fergus, this is the first time I've interviewed you when you're standing next to these cars when they're rolling out. Usually I see you in pole position. What are you doing here on the sidelines, buddy?
I'm doing the most important job. I'm here to cheer on my son Corey. Very proud of him, Johnny. He's sitting up there in the pole, and I'm more nervous than he is. This is a tougher job than driving.
Well, it's always harder to watch than it is to do it yourself. But Corey's in your car. He's not in his own car now. Has he been running your car? It says John on the side of it. Has he been running that all year, or is this a new ride for him?
He's been running it all year. We just put a little duct tape on it and wrote Corey on the side there.
Well, the budget's always important to you, but seriously, after so many championships, to see your son on pole position and a second and a half faster than anybody else out there, you've got to be on top of the world.
It's just remarkable. I don't know how he does it. I'm so proud of him. We're so excited, and I don't know. I'm just nervous as heck.
All right, well, I'll tell you, let's stand together. We'll see what he does. He's got the experience to bring it home. All right, guys, a great family tradition carrying on down here in the SCCA.
Absolutely, and while Corey has not won a medal here at the Runoffs, or a gold medal, I should say, this is his 4th straight pole position, and he comes in here 4 wins during the course of the season, and is the champion in Great Lakes Division, and also had I think a pole and a win in his first ever Grand Am start in the Continental Series at New Jersey Motorsports Park.
Done a great job in Grand Am this year in the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge Series. He's running in a front-wheel drive car. He's never done it before, and he's running all the good racetracks across the United States he's never been to before. Has done a great job, and he's on the pole by a ton in this class, a second and a half.
It's unheard of in this category. It gives you an idea of just how strong he has been. Qualifying second is a 2-time gold medalist, Mark Mercer, out of Aurora, Colorado. 4 wins this year on his way to second in Rocky Mountain Division in the Ferenco Hoosier Tires entry. He won here in 2009, and he won in 06 at Heartland Park, Topeka, Kansas, and he also had pole in 07. Bart Wolf, the perennial bridesmaid, I'm sure he's tired of that. Barty, number 8 out of Elkhart Lake, a hometown favorite right here. 3 wins this year in Central Division, and he's had 2 seconds and 2/3 in his Carbier chassis, and looking forward to making that to the final step of the podium. Qualified 4th at number 75 of David Ferguson out of Paso Robles, California. 2 wins this year in his division, where he was 3rd in Southern Pacific Division. The Veracity Racing data entry, that's a Van Diemen, a very unique looking car with a unique paint job. Qualified 5th, number 77, Dave Duran out of Cincinnati, Ohio. A win this year on his way to 3rd in the Great Lakes Division. He's driving the lone Duran chassis. That is the car that designed and built by Kevin Duran, sports car team owner, manufacturing legend to be sure. Qualified 6th, number 42, Mike Botts out of McKesney Park, Illinois. He had 3rd in the Central Division this year in his Hoosier Comprent Lola. Number 16, Jack Donnellan, qualified 7th. He's out of Oklahoma region, and Oklahoma is in the Midwestern Division, where he was champion with 2 wins this year in the Ketchianity Quantum Mechanics Lola. Qualified 8th at number 36, Bruce Gurney out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, running Colorado region, where he had 2 wins in the Rocky Mountain Division on his way to 3rd. In the Aspen Park Vet Hospital Goodyear Carbier. Qualified 9th, the 48 of Steve Meyer out of Longmont, Colorado. 2 wins on his way to the Rocky Mountain Championship. Under sponsor, it says me in the Lola That's how it is in SCCA club racing. These are people that are here for pure passion, folks, and that's what makes it special. And qualified 10th, number 89, Charles Duncan out of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin, runs out of the Blackhawk Valley region. The Sendiv champion with 3 wins this year in an Advanced Building Corp Lola S2000. So that is your starting lineup, and we're looking forward to a good race. I think one of the keys here is going to be whether anybody can jump Corey at the start, get in front, and not let him just set sail.
Or even tag on it any way, shape, or form. All these drivers, teams work on these cars, these chassis to keep them up. None of these cars is new. These have been around, Greg, for a long time. Nobody's manufactured a new Sports 2 chassis in many years now. So a lot of kudos to the guys that maintain these cars and keep them in pristine conditions that you see them in right now.
And they do. The guys, the reason this class has persevered so long is that people that race it love it and refuse to let it go. They just love driving these cars. So coming up to 14, field packing up behind the pace car. There's the 48. Talked about Steve Mayer, champion in his division. I think this is his first runoff, so it's going to be a great experience for him. Pace car is in, so Fergus going to lead him up under the bridge in front of the tower here, and the start stand for our 3rd national championship to be decided. 2nd race of this 49th SCCA runoffs. Here we go, watching, and the green is out. Boy, and Fergus nosed ahead already, and Wolf now going to try and get up inside Mark Mercer and see what he can do. Now, Wolf's got a bit of a toe. Let's see if he's going to try something or if he's just going to wait. Well, he moved over just, I think, Darcy, to defend Mercer and keep himself in 2nd as they head into turn 1.
And the whole trick right now is for those 2nd, 3rd place cars not to fight each other, because they need to work that draft. Otherwise, you see what's happening already. Corey Fergus starting to really pull a lead, and you won't. If he gets away, it's going to be all over with.
Nice move there, the 42 of Mike Botts getting around Kevin Doran in that number 77, the orange machine. So on the move early from a little bit further back in the pack, but Fergus in that patriotic schemed Carbier leads from Wolf, the local favorite out of Elkhart Lake.
These cars,
then it is Mercer. Sorry about that.
These cars draft really good too, Greg, with their big wide sports car front end across the nose of it. You know, they really, with only 2 liters of power plant, they really get a big toe down these long straightaways. And you'll see these guys working like that. Now, one of the things about the Fergus car, you know, I said these chassis are pretty old, but they keep working. His mechanics keep working on that, particularly aerodynamics. You'll see that car run some skirts and things that they have developed for that themselves.
Yeah, one thing you cannot do in this class is you can't sprout wings or big dive planes, but they are, like you see that white car, those little skirts along the upper edge to try and channel air to that little flare at the back. There's all kinds of little things within the rules that you can do. Boy, Bot's looking really racy as he's now trying to work the outside coming through, and the 16 of Dunellen.
Really well balanced cars these are. Power to weight ratio is good. They're fun to drive. Like you say, the guys in this class love driving these cars. They're safe cars. And you see how equal they are.
There's that speed shot heading out of the kink down into Canada corner. Here we go. Bot still not quite able to get it done on the 16 of Dunellen, but looking very good. He's been outside, he's been inside. Boy, look at this margin already. And that's because Wolf has dropped back now. Mercer has jumped into 2nd. Wolf is now 3rd with David Ferguson.
Yeah, Ferguson working really hard on the back of Bart Wolf. Gets a better run off here. Look for a pass as you go up toward turn 1. You see he's educated right there. He's up slipstream, right up in the draft. He could have popped out. He had momentum, but he's not going to yet. He's going to just ride it down toward turn 1. And in the last moment, you'll see him break to the right, unless Bart defends, which he's not going to.
Boy, look at this. In that opening lap, 3 seconds, Fergus was able to pull out over Mercer again as a result of Mercer and Wolf battling, and that's exactly what you talked about.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. That car is really, really strong, and Corey behind the wheel of it. You know, we see John win that car several times. Now Corey has done such a fantastic job this year. He's really up on his game. I think John is a proud father down there watching this.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And yeah, Corey, I mean, he has really made great strides as a driver, and is obviously paying very, very close attention to learning the craft, and that's important.
Well, he's learning new race cars with the front wheel drive he's been in. He's learning a new race tracks. That's trouble there.
Yeah, and Bart just locked up.
He saved it, but it cost him a position again. He's learning race craft in different ways, different types of cars, and knowledge is speed here.
That looked like a case Bart was worried. It was sort of mid-track defending on Ferguson. and then started to angle out to get his line and just got in a little too hot.
Yeah, and then locked the brakes up, realized he'd made the mistake and didn't make it worse.
So that drops him back into fourth. So it's Fergus, Mercer, Ferguson is now third right there. That beautiful.
Yeah, the Ben Deem, and that is a neat looking.
Isn't that a fun looking machine?
Yeah, it's a nice job. Those guys did a good job on the body work on that car. Pretty swoopy looking. That's one of the newer looking cars. Like I say, all these are older chassis cars, but that car does look nice.
That car was actually built in '03, and they've just continued to upgrade it. And I'll tell you, out in California, in the both the SoPac and NORPAC divisions out there, they have a very active Sports 2000 championship that they have set up. It's actually it's its own series where they allow a lot of modifications to the cars. There you'll see Sports 2s with big wings and everything. So there's a lot of guys out there that run that, but they always have the original bodywork ready to go so that they can go out and race nationals and in the runoffs. And look at Ferguson throwing that machine through 14.
That was a cool class. It was a very big class at one point in time, some years back. There was every division in the country spouted, dozens of cars. And
well, you had that Pro Series, the old SCCA Records Pro Series, right. That was a place so you had a lot of people running it thinking, well, maybe I can do some pro racing with it.
Quite honestly, as some of these spec type classes get older, the parts get harder to find.
Yeah.
These are 2-liter Pinto motors, essentially is what that is in the power plant. They haven't manufactured any of those in a long time either.
Basically the same thing that we'll see later in Formula Continental in terms of a power plant. So
that's what.
A little bit of smoke from the back of Fergus.
I saw it too, Greg. Same time you did. That could have been blow by coming out of the catch can and dumping over by the header. Hopefully, is he slowing? You can't really tell in that long shot, but there was definitely smoke there to be watched.
There was. As again, it is pretty cold out, so it may just be that, with the hot overflow. There's Mercer sitting in second, two-time national champion, as I mentioned, last time coming in '09.
Got to vote for Mark. He's an old guy like me. You see, he's got some air dams down the side too to channel air through that body, across the top of that body. He's not that far back from Corey. Take a look up the back here. This will be another good shot.
Well, the margin after 2 laps was 3.2 seconds. So we'll see what it is this time.
Like I said, there's a catch can back there for blow by from the engine that holds maybe a quarter, so a little bit more of fluid so it doesn't dump on the racetrack. Well, if that gets full or gets near full, sometimes the G-force in the corner will pull it out the top and get up over the header. I don't know, it was a bit strange because right now we don't see a thing.
Not a thing. And Mercer following through the kink.
Mark's been around a long time. Used to race with my brother Tony. Loves his elk hunting. We were just talking about that the other day. It's that season. Everybody gets their hackles up. There it is again.
Yep.
A little bit of smoke. See it?
A little bit more that time. Ooh. Yeah, that's not right.
It's something to be watched. It's not out of the exhaust pipe, I don't think. It looks like it's something coming around in the center of which more oil leak reminiscent than it is. I wish we could see right up to where that tailpipe is and see if that's coming out of there or not, but that long body work they run to cover the back of the car, you can't see up in there very well.
Well, we'll see what we... Yep, nothing there. Let's see the margin now.
There's a long way to go.
Wow. Mercer, something has happened to Mercer because now Bart Wolf is second. He's gone back around Ferguson, but he is 10 seconds back. Mercer limping down pit lane right in front of us here. Damage.
I saw him pointing to his left front like a suspension failure possibly. I don't know that yet, but he was there he is right there.
Yeah, and he saw the crew guy just say, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, how frustrating.
Broken a left front suspension.
So Wolf now up into second, Ferguson third, David Doran in fourth, and Jack Donnellan sits in the fifth spot right now. There's Wolf. That is second, third, and fourth. That's basically your silver bronze podium battle, and not far behind them is Donnellan, the white machine, then Botts, and then should be Bruce Gurney now with Mercer out.
Well, that's second, third, and fourth with the lead car showing signs of smoke. So
yeah, this is getting interesting. Wolf was he's been talking. He said he's been really concentrating. Hasn't worried about qualifying speed in the car. He wanted something that would be strong at the end of the race. And so maybe that's why he dropped back right there at the start. Everybody was out there racy, and he was just waiting for things to come in.
You can set cars up like that. If you know the tendency of the car is going to be loose, you can set the car up at the beginning to have some understeer push in it, and then you won't be fast, but it'll get faster as you go on. It depends on how the tire degrades and so forth. It's really knowing the chassis in the car.
And he, as I said, lives here in Elkhart, has raced this track many times a June Sprints champion, and also a driver instructor here, coaches a lot of people. So he knows this track, knows it intimately to be sure. And boy, that smoke's still there.
Yeah, but you see how it's worse when he makes that left-hander? That shows me it's an oil leak. And when he makes that left-hander, it's throwing it over on the exhaust system. And the good news is he doesn't have to do a lot of left-handers there. Now it's doing it in the straightaway, though.
Straight line, though, yeah.
That was a straight line there. There was no G-force whatsoever involved with that one.
Well, let's take a look here and see what we can determine in terms of lap times. He's running a 2:18. Wolf ran a 2:21 last time by.
So he's way faster than everybody still.
Yeah.
Qualified at a 15. That's 3 seconds a lap off what he qualified at. But this is a different racetrack. It rained quite hard last night, which would have washed the rubber off the racetrack, making it a green racetrack. And it's quite cool this morning.
Exactly. Well, his lap was a 2:18. Wolf's was a 2:19.9. So Fergus is still certainly quicker.
Yep. Got plenty of speed. It's just a matter of whether or not
reliability at this stage.
Exactly.
Here he comes under the bridge, down heading toward turn 5.
He won't know of that either unless John, his father, is telling him on the radio, or if he's even seen it himself, which he might not, because he's sitting over in pit lane. He can only see the straightaway, and it's only doing it on a few places. One of them was right here a lap ago. Now, the only thing that Corey could see is if he's starting to have overheating issues or whatever, you'll see it on the gauges.
Battle for 8th we're watching right now. The 89 of Charles Duncan and the 48 Steve Meyer. Meyer, and I believe, like I said, his first runoffs, coming in as champion in his division, but stepping it up against some experienced guys here at the runoffs. These are both running the Lola chassis. Very similar, but you can see little, each person has little things a little different on the car.
Little modifications that they can try to get away with, within the confines of the rules. None of these teams have that kind of money to go to a wind tunnel and figure this stuff out, so it's trial and error. You try something, you put it on there, works. If it doesn't and it looks good, leave it on there.
Well, and here you've got that trade-off because you obviously in the carousel, in the kink, in one, you want some good stick, but these long straights, you don't want something on the car that's going to create so much drag that it drags you down in a straight line here.
You're right.
You're a sitting duck.
They're underpowered. I mean, they only have 2-liter stock lock engine in there, and so you can tell by the body works from original, they were designed to be pretty slippery aerodynamically. Don't have a lot of tire under these cars either. The width of the tires isn't that wide, so they're fun to drive. They're spirited.
Well, and I think that's why the guys love them. Is that that you got covered wheels, so people that aren't particularly fond of running with open wheel, you still have that open wheel feel in a car that you can really throw around a little bit, and if you're good, grab it by the scruff and hustle it.
Well, one thing for sure we can say is over the years of running these cars for a couple of decades, they are safe cars. We've seen many incidents of contact with everything you can hit. And it's a good old car. And there's these guys, like I said, they have to maintain them themselves. They have to make whatever modifications they want to try themselves. There's no factory support whatsoever.
Boy, Botts and Gurney continuing to have a strong battle. Here we show you this one. Gurney in that black 36 and the 42 of Botts. Now, he had moved up. Botts had been knocking on the door of a top 5. And Gurney's car has come alive as well. And he got around Botts and now is starting to pull away. Gurney started in the 8th spot in his car beer and is now up to 6th.
He's got some Batman wings on the back of that car beer.
That thing is funky looking. But that's part of the creativity that is encouraged and rewarded in this class within reason. And that's exactly what we're seeing. So Gurney now sits in 6th. Next up would be that white number 16 of Jack Dunellen. But up front, it is Corey Fergus leading away over Bart Wolf and David Ferguson in the battle for the medals, gold, silver, and bronze here in Sports 2 at the 49th running of SCCA's National Championship Runoff at America's National Park of Motorsports, Road America. We'll be right back. This portion of the SCCA Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by Black Magic Car Care Products.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now, it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now, get the Mazda 3 with 0.9% APR for a limited term.
Need help?
Yeah. Well, my ride's been losing power and gas mileage, and I've been thinking about grabbing...
That's thinking with your motorhead. Gum-Out products are backed by science, real science, so they help improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and protect key engine parts. It's not clean until it's Gum-Out clean. Bring it in. Think with your motorhead. Choose Gum-Out, available at these fine retailers.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.
We are back at the Sports 2000 Run for the Gold at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs in its 49th running. Greg Kramer along with Dorsey Schrader and John Bizignano. There's your leader, Corey Fergus. We've been seeing frequent puffs of something. We don't know whether it's steam or oil or what it is, but it seems to be getting more frequent. The good news for Corey, though, is it doesn't seem to be affecting his pace in any way at this point.
Nope, he's doing plenty. You see it right there again, and that was in the straightaway. He's running lap times about a second a lap faster than any other car. He's about 3 seconds off what he qualified at, but I'm sure he's driving a controlled pace right now. He's got his father in his ear telling him, you know, what's going on. I'm not sure that John knows about the oil leak, but it's not anything that's showing up on the gauges, or Corey would have done something by now.
There he is. He just saw the battle before he went to break between the 89 of Charles Duncan and the 48 of Steve Mayer. Mayer has gone around and picked up that 8th spot, pushing Duncan back into 9th, and did confirm it as Mayer's first runoffs. But pretty stellar driver to be sure, considering his record in his division and on his way to the championship in division. So Mayer enjoying what's unfolding right now. In your first runoffs, you come in here and you're up against guys like a Fergus, a Wolf, a Ferguson, a Mercer, and you find out just where you stand relative to everybody else in the nation. That's the idea. That's why it's a national championship runoffs.
Yeah, these guys, particularly with the economy like it is and with how much racing costs in general, they don't venture very far from home very much anymore. So when you do the runoffs, people from all over the country come, you race against them for the very first time. You don't know how they race, you don't know how fast you are in relation to them. Well, this is where you find it all out.
Here's that battle for 6th between Bruce Gurney, the black number 36, and Mike Botts in the blue 42. And Botts had jumped way up the order. He qualified 6th, was up into 4th briefly, and then faded a little bit. Gurney, on the other hand, had qualified 8th and has now fought his way up into 6th. And Jack Donnellan started 7th and is now 5th. Now keep in mind, we did lose Mark Mercer, who pulled into the pits and retired, I believe. Nope, actually they're showing him now back out, but way off the pace. So I think he's just trying to go out in survival mode, whatever was wrong with the car.
I don't know if Michael Bouts' car is running a little bit warm or whatever, but one thing he's not doing, he's not utilizing the draft. When they get down the long straightaways, he's running outside of the car, you know, the 56 car in front of him, and not getting any toe advantage whatsoever. And that could be, like I say, if he's got a water temperature problem, one creeping up a little bit, if he's taped up some.
Well, that's what I was just going to get to that. Explain to people, it's a cold day. You're thinking, now, how could you run hot? Well, you tape up ducts sometimes, and maybe you've overtaped.
Oh, exactly. Just like NASCAR, you put some tape up across the front of that, you're going to gain some downforce. But I saw it in his last lap down that real long straightaway running down to turn 5, is that he wasn't anywhere near in the slipstream off the car in front. And that would be a huge advantage to gain.
By the way, Fergus just came by to complete lap number 8 and turned the slowest lap we've seen him run yet at 2:18.8. Now that's still, well, we'll see what Wolf turns. Bart had been, Bart turning a 2:19.2. So Bart now lapping within 0.4 of Fergus, a long ways behind him.
Yeah.
And not a lot of race left. But if that's a sign that Fergus is starting to sense something wrong here, it's going to be interesting to see. There's a look at Bart. Again, great guy. Actually worked on our broadcast a couple of years ago.
Helped us
as
out.
an analyst here, and very, very talented driver out of this area. And boy, I tell you, 2 seconds, 2/3, he would sure like to finally make that step up, and he'd rather do it at Road America, his home track, than anywhere else. And Bart's one of those guys, you know, I mean, he literally, this is a complete out-of-pocket personal endeavor for him. What he's done now, he used to work at the family car dealership, and now he's doing prep for vintage and historic racing, which is another passion of his. And he's got a number of people that have contracted with him to prep their cars and the like. And as I said, also a driving instructor. And that's what you see so often in SCCA racing. It is passion. You know, sure, you know, pros have passion to be sure, but these guys that just spend every spare moment in between regular gigs, in terms of working on their cars, getting ready to go. It's deep, deep, deep in the blood.
Absolutely. It's what they love to do, no doubt about that. This battle's still going on.
You know that. You run a few runoffs.
Yeah,
I remember you telling me what the old red van you had converted to haul the cars.
I drove 13 of these runoffs over the years. You know, that's 13 years of my life spent just behind the wheel here, much less all the years I've been with alongside you and all the people. You know, I don't know what, I haven't kept track. Biz is older than me, but he's the only one.
How did the runoffs go for you, by the way?
I never won one. I was second place all the time. I had to turn pro to win.
Well, that says so. Oh!
How'd he lose?
Well, just going in, trying to stay with Meyer under the brakes in the 89 and Duncan down into 5, just loops it. He's got that right rear in the gravel, but hopefully.
I think he'll get out. He's got a left rear sitting right there on the asphalt.
He stopped, visor
might
up.
not
That
start.
means I think he stalled it.
Well, he did stall it for sure. I saw him go to crank it, and these engines. There he got it. There he got it. They can be a little temperamental when they're hot, and this race is, you know, mostly run already. As we're working a lap 9, got in there and I thought, man, he made up a lot of ground in that brake zone. Then I saw why.
Yeah,
not stopping.
By the way, Bart now just turned a 2:19.1, his best lap of the race. Still not quite as quick as Fergus's lap of a 2:18.8.
I'm sure John's telling Corey just run a comfortable pace right now. You got a big lead. Nobody can catch you.
Well, I would imagine that the Corner Network has been reporting that there has been those whiffs of smoke, and I know the announcers next door, Ed Conway, John Phippen, doing the PA announcing here at Road America, monitoring that network, so probably passing that information along.
It's nothing that's getting any worse. You know, it was more constant earlier on. Just a wisp here and there. It's not if it's an oil leak per se, it's not big enough to worry about.
Yep.
And if it's steam and it's not steaming anymore, that could be something to worry about. As in no more water.
As in no more coolant. Down into turn 8, working lap 10 of 13.
Looks clean now.
Yeah, nothing. Oh, Botts is in the pit lane.
Engine sounds good. Botts off and into pit lane like you saw.
Oh, that's frustrating after that great run.
Yeah, he was having a really good dice there.
And there you see it. You look at the pit lane at the runoffs. It's not like a crew of 8 hop over the wall from the massive pit box and the big hauler sitting behind it. There's one guy down there that's probably a buddy of yours.
And again, I'm wondering if that car got hot, because we were talking about the fact that he wasn't drafting down the straightaway. He was staying out in clean air, so maybe some engine problem.
One thing about these Sports 2 cars, you hear that scraping in every heavy brake zone. They run these things on the deck.
Yeah, they got little rub blocks down there, and when they're on their brakes, you hear them skating along. Like, see, I helped that time.
That was very good. That was very good.
Heard it before.
Dorsey does racing impressions. It's amazing.
There's that puff of smoke.
Yeah,
Same place every lap, though.
Yeah.
See that? So that's letting me know it's an oil something.
And it almost looks like it's when he's off throttle, like on an up change, or when he lifts going into something.
It's not a big deal, that's for sure, because it's not gotten any worse, and it's been very consistent as to where it does on the racetrack.
Well, he just turned a 2:18.9.
Yeah, like right now, I'm sure John's giving him lap times, and he's just running at a pace that keeps him on the wheel, but not not slowing up too much, just comfortable pace. That's still faster than anybody else has been running. Like you say, Bart Wolf had been down to 19 flat, now he's at 19.4. Everybody else, only David Ferguson able to run a 19 The rest of the field's up in the 22s and 3s. So
yeah, 19.9 for Ferguson is his last lap. Give you a quick reference here, just as to what we've been seeing for best laps, which we've got 2:17.9 for Ferguson was the best lap, and Wolf's 2:19 flat was his best. Ferguson just turned his best lap, that 2:19.96, getting him down into the sub 20 bracket.
wow, Corey Ferguson just runs off an 18.9 again.
Yeah.
So he's definitely in his rhythm. He's where he wants to be. That's the lap speed you're going to see for him for the rest of the race, I would think. Give or take a 10th here and there.
Working the carousel. Now, you know, the first race we did today with the big sports cars in T1 and STO. This is about as different as it gets. What's different driving these through the carousel? We talked about how those big cars work through there. How do these work?
Well, a lot better balance on these cars for sure. They've got a better weight distribution front to rear. They're lighter already. They got more grip, more downforce. You heard Corey right there not have to work the throttle very much. You know, some of those heavier cars might even have to tap the brake in the middle of that corner, but with one of these Sports 2s, they're very agile. You know, you can just modulate what percentage of throttle you're using to get the front to grip that it needs to get through there.
Through turn 13.
Oh, a smoker here.
That's Gurney, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Oh boy, something. Well, maybe the back end broke.
Yeah, he's got something.
And that was some body rub or something, but he is done. Heading down into turn 8, that's a section of track called Hurry Downs.
Yeah, he's done. He's run off the racetrack there.
Yeah.
If he wasn't wiggling the wheel there like he was out of fuel, then something was definitely wrong, and I'd be getting out of there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he had engine problems, because when we first saw him pop out of there, coming out of 6 for 7, saw a lot of smoke behind the car.
Yeah.
And it was started to wiggling around.
It's right at the exit of turn 8.
Now you got to wonder, is there oil there? Because that is approach to 7 is a slippery little area.
Slippery place, yeah. Fergus working lap 12. This is second to the last lap.
He'll be the first to find out.
Accelerating up and out of turn 3. This is the area they call the moraine sweep. This track, for those of you not familiar with it, the Kettle Moraine Forest is where it's built. And literally these hills all formed by glacial activity and the moraines that were left when they receded. And they've laid out this track just up and down and around, in between the moraines, over moraines.
That explains why it's so cold here. You just said it, glacier activity.
Glacier,
yeah. I get it now.
That was only a few 100 million years ago, but recent enough for Darcy Schrader.
I think there's some left over at night.
All right, now Fergus coming up, and I think that's the 89 at Duncan, so that gives you an idea of his pace.
Yeah, he's about to start lapping some of the other cars.
And that was at turn 7 where we saw, so I didn't see any surface flags out, and Fergus didn't seem to have any issue with it. Hey, Bart Wolf just turned a 2:18.6.
That's his best of the race.
By a chunk.
That almost is the same time Corey Fergus won a 680.
That's the first time we've seen somebody turn a lap faster than Fergus by, what, 3/100ths.
So good for Bart. His car maybe coming into those
boy, look at that blue flag, folks. That's those workers.
Passing flag right there telling the driver in front that you got a faster approaching driver coming from behind. It's just a heads up is all it is. It doesn't mean let him pass. It just says watch your mirror.
That is exactly what it's in the general competition rules. A lot of people say it means move.
Oh, somebody's been off. Look at all the dirt there. Wow, that's a lot of dirt. Somebody's had a big spin there and continued on, but left a lot of dirt to go through.
Yeah. I was going to say, a lot of people are, think that the blue flag means passing flag, move over. It doesn't. It means check your mirrors.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just be aware,
Sometimes the last thing, as a faster driver coming up on somebody, you don't want them to help.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Because you're predicting the line they would normally drive and trying to adjust to that, right?
But it's good that, it's good to have the heads up that somebody's coming. You see right there going to work in the last lap. Corey should have one more time around, but that's 4.5 miles.
Yep, he turned almost a 2:19.8. That's a second off of where he's been.
Yeah, he's on cruise and collect, I think,
right now. Let's see, the gap he's got over Wolf.
That was Wolf just popped over the hill.
Yep, 16 seconds, so. The only way
you can't drive that down. Bart can't outrun. The only thing that could happen is if something broke on Corey's car.
Yeah,
Corey also have been told by John by now that you got this in the bag, man. Just bring it home. Don't do anything silly.
And that red car you saw was the lap car at Duncan, not Wolf.
Right, that was not Wolf. Not at 16 seconds anyway.
Don't want people to get too amped up here. Fergus down through 5. Up into turn 6. Very tricky turn right here, isn't it?
Yeah, It's a fun turn, but it doesn't seem like you'd ever get it right twice in a row. If you get it right once, you're patting yourself on your back, and then you go off and turn 7. You know?
Yeah, tricky, right where you want to be braking. Your car goes ultra light.
There, it's blind. You get up over the top of the hill, you lose all the uphill compression, and it gets light and falls off camber, does all the wrong things.
But other than that, piece of baklava.
Like I say, when you get it right, though, it's
sweet.
Pretty neat deal.
Through the carousel one last time, Corey Fergus, the 0-0.
Here's throttle right there.
Yeah.
Hardly any, any lift. It just floats it right through there. A lot of balance in that car. You can tell too, it's not twitchy at all. You don't see it moving around. He's just like on a rail.
As we said for Corey, he's got, this was his 4th straight pole. Like Wolf, he's got 2 seconds and 2/3.
Never a win.
But that could be changing if he can hang on for 3 more corners. That's down into Kettle Bottoms through Canada Corner. That's that interesting.
This is the Bill Mitchell-less bridge.
Yeah.
Or that bridge is not
Bridgeless Bill Mitchell turn.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot faster with the bridge gone. It's the same exact turn.
Yeah,
but without that
it
bridge
feels
there.
he just a lot more confidence.
Exactly.
Turn 14, and here we go up the hill, and Corey Fergus, the Fergus tradition of excellence in Sports 2000 will continue. Guess he just needed to have that paint scheme on Dad's car to get the win.
Yeah, that's a special car, no doubt about it. It's got a lot of wins under it.
There it is. A first national championship for Corey Fergus.
Well deserved. And a
Excellent
long time
drive.
coming.
And been strong this entire event. Here's Bart Wolf.
Woo.
That's his
Slap
third
off, yeah.
straight third. He's not third straight third. His third silver medal, I guess, to go along with a couple of bronzes. And always special, a podium here at the Runoffs at Road America when you live literally. You can hear the cars when you get up in the morning when they're testing here. I rented from Bart here for a while, so I know how that feels to. That's always nice. Wake up in the morning, have your cup of coffee, and hear Indy cars testing on the track or something.
Well, I know I spent a lot of time up here doing Skip Barber years, so I don't even know what you're talking about. You be downtown, one of the places downtown, you can hear all those engines running, and gotta love it.
Just saw David Ferguson, the purple number 75.
I think this is Bart coming up to congratulate here.
Yep. So it's Fergus, Wolf Ferguson, Jack Donnellan, a nice drive in the white number 16 that he started back in the 7th spot, the Catchy Energy Machine, and then rounding out your top 5, the 77 and David Duran. And Steve Meyer in his first ever runoffs ends up 6th. So nice job there.
See Corey pumping his fist. He's happy, giving the corner workers I'm the #1 guy. He'll be happy after not having won this before, and as well as he's run here.
Absolutely. Just enjoying this lap. And of course, he'll get to go out after he speaks to Biz and gets the medal for his lap of honor. So there's Bart giving a wave to the crowd, the locals that he knows. Here you go. The results. Corey Fergus with the win, 11.9 second margin over Wolf, then Ferguson, then Donnellan, and then Duran. That's your top 5. Then Meyer, Duncan, and then Gurney, Botts, and Mercer all having their issues and ending up out of it. But again, Corey Fergus, the championship. It's always been quick, from the get-go. I think he was fastest in every session here.
Yeah, he was.
So, when that happens and then you don't win it, you feel absolutely gutted, and he did not let that happen.
Yeah,
interesting to find out if he had some sense of what was going on behind him.
I
with
don't
that
think
smoke.
so. I doubt
not,
it, because those cars, you can't smell it, an oil leak like that, because
right.
it's all out behind you, that bodywork channel's all that back. Wasn't leaking bad enough to get slippery, getting stuff on the tires. And I don't think John, his father, would have seen it on the straightaway, because it only did it in a couple places per lap. And he doesn't have any way to monitor,
Right.
Here's the two guys looking here.
Enjoying the moment.
Yeah, two waving at each other. Bart, that's a gentlemanly thing. Come upside there and say, good run, Corey. Oh, yeah, I was second.
Yeah.
Which Corey wouldn't have known since he was so far up in front.
That's right. Good run, Corey, you bum.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, too. And there's a 38. Remember Gurney? 36, excuse me, who had that incident. Well, we just saw the smoke and then the weaving and then the pull-off.
Yeah, that car broke, and we saw suspension failure, of course, we talked about Mark Mercer's car. Left front went bad on that car. So we had 3 cars there at the end that had difficulty mechanically.
I think Botts may have overheated.
Botts might have been overheated. He got back to pit lane on his own, but we just speculating on that. We don't know, but it did find it a bit odd that he wasn't tucked up in the slipstream.
Yeah, exactly. Here they come, heading for John Bizignano, the interview and the medals. While we're waiting, as I said last night, BF Goodrich presented the Worker of the Year awards. And in sound, which is an important specialty, the Worker of the Year award went to Wayne Briggs out of Cincinnati region in the Great Lakes division. So congratulations to Wayne. We'll keep mentioning some of these Workers of the Year throughout the broadcast as Mr. Fergus heads down and parks it and is about to peel that helmet off. And there's Bonnie with the medal draped around that wrist. That's a special one.
Tugging on the right front corner, like maybe something was going on there.
Well, let's head down to John Bizignano, ready with our national champion in S2.
Well, first of all, let's go to the back of the car and see if we can see as he's getting his helmet out. Of course, his father's going to take a victory lap with him, but there's been so much talk about this smoke that's been coming out of the back of the car. So right now, here is the exhaust itself. It is absolutely clear. There's no dirt or oil coming out of the exhaust. On the suspension, I can see a little bit of where some dirt has formed on where it has been getting some oil, but I think most of it is right here. This is definitely oily. So that's the tube that's coming out of the catch tank that Dorsey was talking about, and there's just a little bit of very small drip under the gearbox, but obviously it wasn't enough to cost him his championship. We've got the helmet off, we got the driver out of the car. Gonna go right over here, Carlton. Swing around. Here's the man. I'll tell you, what a terrific ride from pole position. Corey, you had a 3-second lead in the first lap. Let's get that medal on you, first of all. There you go. Congratulations. Now, won't your dad buy you your own driver suit at this point? My gosh, is this sentimental over your heart, or what's up, buddy?
All my driver suits this year have Grand Am on them because I've been running in Grand Am, so I had to borrow Dad's suit. Yesterday, I actually wore Dad's helmet. I'm driving Dad's car, so this is just...
What a great dad to have, I may ask, huh?
What a great dad indeed. This is such a special win for me. I've been trying for so many years now, and this means so much to me.
Now, were you aware of some blue smoke coming out of the back of your car? We were all trying to guess exactly where it was coming from. There's still somewhat of a mystery, but how was the oil pressure gauge when this was going on?
The oil pressure was great, right around 40. The last lap, though, in the kink, you know, I wasn't cruising. I had to put the brakes on and something with the right front. I don't know what's going on, but the car started wobbling like crazy, and I was like, oh, buddy. So I just slowed down, but we'll have to take a look.
Did your dad tell you that you had a multiple second lead and to take it a little bit easy, or that's hard for a race car driver to do, though, to get out of rhythm?
Yeah, I asked how much the split was, and when I found out it was about 15 seconds, I kind of just held steady.
After 15 seconds, okay, right.
Yeah, that's right. I pulled a John Fergus, as we say.
Well, congratulations on a great. Maybe you can get your own driver suit next year, Corey. Well, here, let's. You want to see a very proud mom here? Look at mom. Let's see mom. You know, just if you can stitch that yourself, just change the John to Corey on the front of the suit. All right, I'm gonna swing Carlton around back here. We have our silver and our gold. Congratulations, John. I think you have a free ride here going around the track. Congratulations, Dad. Best victory lap ever. Okay, I'd shake your hand, but you know, don't arm wrestle my wife when I broke both thumbs. So here the discussion carries on back here. Here's Mr. Wolf. Congratulations on another medal. Tell us about your run around here.
It was a pretty good start. Corey got going well, and I just followed him through the first couple corners, and had a little bit of a braking issue early on. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I dialed some bias, and car ran good, just not fast enough yet.
Well, I'll tell you, with all the experience around this track, you were using every single bit of it. The car looked like it was handling perfectly.
Yeah, the car was really good. We rolled off the trailer Saturday testing, and we were never able to achieve those times again, but was happy. It was pretty neutral.
More fun than being in the booth with the coverage around here?
Oh, that's always fun. You've been doing it for years and missed that too.
Congratulations on a great medal, and our bronze medalist, Dave, another medal for you. My gosh, but you seemed like you just didn't have the exact power you needed this year. You weren't really in the hunt for the leaders.
Well, we just had to put a little too much drag in the car to get the balance. So we were fighting the car with the new tail design and stuff from the moment we got here. The good news for me is that I peaked during the race. The car was the best handling car I'd had the whole weekend. I have nothing to complain about that. That was as quick as it was going to go for me. So, yeah, we went a little faster in testing, but we'll work on that a little bit more, do a little more development. come back again.
So when you go to modify something like that on one of these cars, these are very proven designs. There's no wind tunnel testing or anything like that. You basically have to go to the track.
No, that's right. We make some foam and stick it on the back of the car and fiberglass over it and try some things and make a prototype and decide that's good. And then I had a guy spend his summer vacation basically building me a brand new tail for that. So I want to thank Tom Irwin for getting that done.
Well, thanks to Tom, and a great finish here for you, and lots of more work on that car. I want to see you up front pushing these guys around next year.
Yeah, that would be good. So far, the only times I've made it to the podium have kind of been at the expense of Mark Mercer. So when he drops out, I get on the podium.
Well, that happened today, and you're on the podium. Thank you, Mark Mercer.
Yes, and good.
Congratulations on a great bronze medal.
Thank you, Johnny.
A great run down here. Here goes your winner out of the pits, and a very happy father giving him another congratulations. Job well done, Ferguson family.
Absolutely.
Ferguson family, they are winners.
That's a good job. Biz got down there, found us the oil leak, down all the stuff.
Yeah,
that was good.
Sussed it all out. Good stuff. And again, you can hear John Fergus, the dad, saying this is the best victory lap ever.
Yeah.
Watching your son head out after his first championship, that's pretty special indeed. And you can hear the other guys saying cars were good, just didn't have the speed.
Well, that can be the case in some cases. You know, all these cars are not equal. They're not created equal, and these guys have developed on their own as they've gone along. And then certainly, you know, you look at somebody like Bart Wolf, who's been second, 3 times now, I guess, here. And he wants that same win Corey just got. Corey had also been second.
Yeah, they had the same result
stats,
records here, 2 seconds,
coming
2/3 coming in. And a lot of those seconds for Bart were to Dad.
Yeah,
and so this is going to be an interesting one. But just again, a great weekend of racing. We after a little bit of debate, we decided it was pretty much a given here. Our GoPro Hero Move of the Race Award has to go to this guy, Corey Fergus. His move, start to finish,
untouchable,
was just phenomenal.
You know,
just a brilliant drive, Dirk.
He's been that way all year. I've watched him all year. His dad got the right to be as proud as any father could be. He's been with him at every single race this year. Corey's come a long way, and he's shown it.
And you've seen a lot of what he's been doing in Grand Am, so you can tell just the gains he's made in his abilities and his racecraft, and it showed with a national championship today. So as we're going to show you some of the highlights of what's unfolded here in our Sports 2000 chase for the national championship. We're watching Corey Fergus on that very special lap of honor. Here's some of the highlights. Wolf, that braking issue we talked about, letting Ferguson go, some other moments as well. That's going to wrap up our coverage of Sports 2000 here at the 49th running of SCCA's National Championship Runoff. Thanks so much for joining us. For Dorsey Schrader and John Bizignano, I'm Greg Kramer. Take care, everybody.
This portion of the SCCA Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, and by Blackmagic Car Care Products.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now get the Mazda 3 with 0.9% APR for a limited term.
Need help?
Yeah. Well, my ride's been losing power and gas mileage, and I've been thinking about grabbing...
That's thinking with your motorhead. Gummout products are backed by science, real science, so they help improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and protect key engine parts. It's not clean until it's Gummout clean. Bring it in. Think with your motorhead. Choose Gummout, available at these fine retailers.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.